First, I'll talk a little bit about what Classplus does, although the intro was given in a very proper fashion, but then I would want you guys to understand what we do really, and then talk a little bit about what everyone's dream is to drive real monetary outcomes via product. It is everybody's dream. है ना, product डालेंगे, sales के लोग नहीं लगाएंगे, पैसा बनेगा. It is everyone's dream. So I'm going to talk about that. But let's first understand what Classplus does. How many of you are aware of what Amazon does? That's it? Seriously, that's it? Everybody's aware of what Amazon does, right? How many of you are aware of what Shopify does? Cool. So Amazon is a central marketplace, controls demand, controls supply. Essentially the entire buyer experience, what kind of products you look at, how the products are available, how the products are bought, delivered, and purchased. Similarly, they also control the supply side as to what supply is on the platform, and then those suppliers are shown on the platform. Now, Shopify enables that supply side to set up their own e-commerce store, their own e-commerce stores outside of a platform like Amazon. So, for example, you are a retail merchant operating a physical store. You can use the Shopify stack to go online. Similarly, Classplus is the Shopify equivalent to the Amazons of the EdTech world. So, if you look at platforms like Byju's, Unacademy, Vedantus, they're a central platform which controls the entire learner experience, the kind of content the learner sees, the kind of teachers that the learners interact with, and the entire learning experience, the outcome is controlled by the central platform, such as these B2C platforms that I talked about. Classplus essentially is the Shopify equivalent. We enable teachers, coaching institutes, content creators to set up their own digital commerce stores on their own white label mobile apps. So for example, if Bhaswat runs Bhaswat classes, he gets his own mobile white label app on the Google Play Store. Similarly, if let's say Sachin runs Sachin classes, he gets his own white label app on the Google Play Store. So this is the listing that you see out here. These are all Classplus apps. So there are about 20,000 such apps on the Google Play Store that we've hosted. Our DAUs are close to about 1 million. Our MAUs are about 6 million. And we do about 500,000 transactions a month. This is, by the way, highest in the world. The number of transactions that we process every month is among the highest in the world in this space. And we stream about 500 million minutes of content every month. The revenue model is very simple. We charge a subscription fee from the content creator to build out the app. And every time a student purchases content through the app, there's a small transaction fee. So for us, every time a student does a transaction on the platform, we make money. So are we clear on what Classplus does so far? Cool, all right. Cool, so I'm going to be talking about this, essentially driving monetary impact from automation in EdTech. I'll talk a little bit about what our funnels look like, and the kind of experiments that we've done to optimize our transaction journeys, and some of very basic experiments that every one of us should do, so that the retention is higher, the engagement is higher, and fundamentally your monetary outcomes are higher. And that is what we are all here to learn. So this is what our transaction journey looks like. Every time a student launches an app, we call it session started. Some students out of those view a course on the platform, and I'll show you the screen. So this is what a course view screen looks like. So if you go on the platform, there are multiple such courses listed on the platform, and the screenshot that you see on the left, that is how the courses sort of look like on the platform. So this is how students see a course, and then a bunch of them click on buy now, and then finally people pay. So this is what our funnel looks like, and this is, by the way, really accurate data genuine data that we've put out here. So let's say 100 students start a session, about 70% of them view a course, 20% of them click on buy now, and 10% of them end up purchasing a course. Now we need to optimize for each of these steps on the funnel. I'm going to talk about one experiment that we did on just 20 of our apps with a few student journeys. Essentially, journeys is nothing but a bunch of campaigns that are optimized to deliver outcomes on this funnel. And this is the logic how this journey sort of operates. So if let's say a student views a course and does no action for the next 15 minutes, these bunch of notifications get triggered on the platform. So after 4 hours, there's another push notification, another 12 hours, there's another notification, another 24 hours, and then so on and so forth. There are these bunch of notifications that go on the platform. The goal is to make them view the course. If let's say a student has not viewed a course, we will make them view a course, because the funnel is very simple. If let's say 70 students view a course, 20 of them will click on buy now, 10 of them will end up purchasing a course. And this is the impact that we sort of started seeing. Now this is very important. Every time you start a journey, initially you will see a huge uptick because there was nothing happening on that journey. Now, every day you need to look at this data constantly so that you're aware as to what impact you are able to create. Now, if you look at over here, there is an uptick of about 0.48%. With at a scale of 1.4%, this is approximately a 30% uptick within 6 days of launching this journey. Very simple stuff. Just constantly reminding students that you've seen the platform. You need to view this course. There's a coupon out there. This is the kind of special content that is out there. And you keep experiment with the kind of content and the timing on which you are delivering this notification to the students. And once you start this journey, there is a proper 20% uptick that you're seeing over here. At a scale of 1.4%, 0.48% additional purchases, 20% uptick on revenue. At scale, we saw this 5 to 7% uptick on our revenue just by launching a journey of 6 to 7 notifications on the student. 5 to 7% revenue uptick was very simple to deliver for us. And then you can do a bunch of more experiments on such journeys. So for example, you could change the design of your notification. You could change the content of your notification. You could personalize it. You could include names. And all of this is very simple and could be done by any marketing automation platform. You could change the timing of the notification. So for example, I said 15 minutes, 24 hours, 48 hours. You could change those. You could do it 6 hours, 3 hours, etc. And then constantly see as to what is driving real impact, and you keep optimizing for these journeys. Now, a few more experiments that we did. Let's say drop cart. How many of you have shopped on a site like Myntra? Amazon, maybe? More people on Amazon, right? Now, let's say, what happens if you see a Levi's t-shirt on Amazon and then you don't end up purchasing it? What happens in that case? Everywhere that t-shirt sort of pops up, right? You're constantly reminded that you saw this black Levi's t-shirt on Amazon, but you've not purchased it. वो आपको बार बार याद दिलाएगा to the point that you think कि यार ये शायद मेरे को खरीदना ही था. Even though you did not want to buy it, आपको लगेगा कि हाँ यार मैं खरीद तो रहा था, खरीदा नहीं मैंने. So this is a very similar intent that we try to do with our students as well. Although because of us being B2B and operating at a low margin, we're not able to do it across social media. But then a very simple activity that we do is, let's say you view this course on the left and you went back without purchasing this course. Every time you launch the app, this is the first thing that you see, that you're almost there. You should buy the course now and you should end up purchasing it. After just showing up this card, we saw about 3% uptick at scale. Just by showing this card that you are reminded that every time you launch that app, you're not lost in the hundreds of courses that are there on the app. Very simple stuff, again, can deliver outcome at scale. Again, bunch of these re-engagement journeys, you press a back button and I don't allow you to go out of the app. So for every 100 app launches, I see 10 transactions. But if you're out of the app and you do not launch the app again, I have lost you as a user. I have lost you as a potential student who could have given me revenue. And these are some of the experiments that we did. So these are called interstitials, which all marketing automation platforms again allow you to do. And again, these are different templates of interstitials that you could run. So for example, this was a personalized interstitial, which is very intrusive, which is out there on your app, and you can just click on avail now and purchase. And there is another one on the right, which is a little less intrusive and allows you to again see what works for you. Again, these are experiments that you constantly need to keep doing just to see what works for your audience, what is driving retention, what is driving transactions for you. And again, there are a bunch of more templates that could be created here. Every month we do a 10-day sale. So in India, क्या होता है, हर महीने ना एक occasion होता है. कभी दिवाली, कभी होली, कभी Valentine's Day, कभी कुछ ना कुछ. Surprisingly, these occasions also promote students to buy education courses. We had no idea that this works, but this actually motivates them to buy online courses. Can you guess which day was our highest transaction day?
Valentine's Day.
Sorry?
Valentine's Day.
Huh?
Valentine's Day.
Valentine's Day, okay. Any other guesses? Raksha Bandhan? Diwali? Teachers' Day? Actually, it was Independence Day. Independence Day we saw highest number of transactions on our platform. I have no idea why. Maybe chutti tha isliye. But every month we do this campaign wherein we motivate our tutors to run up sales. So sales mein kya hota hai? They give out coupons to their students. They constantly remind their students that, you know, this course is available at a discount now, and they shout it out on their social media. Now, to promote this activity among tutors, we cannot do it for 20,000 tutors by just simply calling them up. We need to do it via a product, and we need to gamify this a little bit. So we built this small screen wherein we said that, you know, we'll show you a leaderboard. So we make tutors compete among each other that, you know, who's doing highest sales. There's a leaderboard which is out there. Then we give them some point-based awards. So every time a student transacts or they do an engagement activity like selling a notification, sending out coupons to their students, doing a free live class, uploading newer content, etc. There are a bunch of 20 activities on which they get points, and then they are awarded some awards or rewards or points, etc. And then we give them a revenue goal. Now imagine this is a tutor who's selling his content to his own students, and we are able to give them revenue goals. A combination of all three every month on a daily basis gives us a 20% uptick on our revenue. Every month for 10 days, we see, agar 1 crore ka din mein transaction ho raha hai, average goes up to about 1.2 to 1.3 CR a day just by doing this sort of an activity. And again, very simple digitization via product, just to educate our customers that, you know, this is happening, this is how you're competing among each other, and you're allowed to sort of make these sales. Again, some of other engagement experiments that we do. So for example, if there's a new feature that is launched on the product, we show them interstitials like this. Every time they use the app, we tell them that, you know, you've used one feature, you may try this or another feature. For example, if you've done a live class on the platform, I nudge the tutor to do assessments, and these sort of pop-ups are sort of shown to the tutors to do this. And similarly for students as well. So every time a test is assigned, students are reminded. So tests have a deadline of about 2 to 3 days. Not all students attempt the test as soon as they are assigned. So we send them these simple notifications, these simple notifications just to remind them that, you know, your test is assigned, your deadline is due. We remind them every 24 hours, 48 hours, and nudge them to attempt the test. Drives good outcomes for us. Similarly for live classes, any new content piece that gets uploaded, these reminders are sent out to the students. We see about 300 million questions getting attempted every month on our platform. This again, by the way, is almost highest in the country level. And our tutor DAU to MAU ratio is about 45%. Now this is very important. If our tutors are highly engaged on the platform, it drives retention, it drives renewals as well. Again, some of these experiments, after every year, a tutor is shown the kind of activities that he's done on the platform. And we just tell them that, you know, this is the kind of impact that the platform has made for you. Let's say you did so many hours of live classes. This is the kind of badges you earn. Very similar to what Swiggy tells you that, you know, these many restaurants you ordered food from, this was your favorite restaurant, etc. We did something of a similar activity, and we enjoy about a 70% renewal on our SaaS. Very basic stuff on the product, just to re-emphasize, reinforce as to what the product is delivering to the tutor and the impact that the product is creating for the tutor. And 70% for an SMB SaaS is quite decent. And 99% of those renewals happen via product now. Again, this is a very interesting feature, AI-powered leads. This, by the way, has got nothing to do with AI. Like most startups operating out of Kormangla and Indranagar, this again has nothing to do with AI. But for any commerce merchant, leads matter the most. What we did was, we have data on who's viewing the course, how many times is the person viewing the course, is he dropping out at the final step, is he viewing the content, etc. or not. And we just relay out that information to our tutors via a central chat. It's called AI-powered leads. And we just tell them that, you know, these are the students who are interested in your course. You must prioritize for these students to call on. So let's say some of these tutors mature into enterprises. If you have 10,000 downloads on your app, 20,000 downloads on your app, you can't simply call up everyone. And there are courses which are of higher AOVs of about $200, $300, which are not directly sold on the product so easily. But prioritizing information like this allows the tutors to maximize their efficiency and drive real monetary outcomes for themselves. Can you guess how much time we took to actually build out this product and release it to our tutors? Sorry? Sachin, you were there in the company at that time. But no, that's not the right answer. But anybody else would want to take a guess? Sorry, 2 weeks. Anybody else? 3 days. Very close. Right from the point of conceptualization to actually this being live on the platform, it was 48 hours. Sometimes we spend 2 months, 3 months to build out a feature and we do not get any appreciation. This, by the way, has been our most appreciated feature for the last 3 years. Just this feature, which was conceptualized and built out in 48 hours, just to show them as to what leads matter for you. And this, by the way, has driven tremendous outcomes for us. That month, which was degrowing for us, we immediately saw a 15% uptick in our revenues. So yes, stuff like this also sometimes very low effort, high impact ROI items also make a huge difference and actually drive real revenue outcomes for you. We were doing a massive event at Sri Fort Auditorium last Sunday, and the task was to get customers. Now, Sri Fort Auditorium, how many of you been to Sri Fort Auditorium? Huge auditorium, right? Huge, humongous auditorium. We had paid about 10 odd lakhs just to get the place. And अब 10 लाख रुपए डाल दिए, अगर ऑडियंस नहीं आई, और सौरभ गांगुली को बुला लिया था हमने इवेंट के लिए, तो अगर ऑडियंस नहीं आई तो थोड़ा मेजर पब्लिक ग्रैंड स्केल पे हम लोगों का द ब्रांड वुड हैव बीन डाइल्यूटेड एट दैट ग्रैंड स्केल. And we wanted audience to come. Our base is about 20,000 odd customers spread across the nation, and we wanted people to show up to meet Saurav Ganguly. We just created a simple web page wherein every coaching institute was allowed to share this sort of a poster that Engineers, the Co-Study Space Academy, has been selected to meet Saurav Ganguly. Classplus, Edupreneur Summit, 24th April, etc. 2 changes. जब तक इस पोस्टर पे सौरभ गांगुली नहीं थे और हैज बीन सिलेक्टेड टू मीट सौरभ गांगुली नहीं था, हमारे registrations ही नहीं आ रहे थे. We had practically 0 registrations before we changed the copy and before we included Saurav Ganguly. Once we started doing that, हमारे 20,000 के base में 8,000 registrations है from across the country. And on the event day, actually 1,500 people showed up, filled the entire auditorium. We had people coming up from Telangana, Hyderabad. We had people from Kerala, Tamil Nadu, Bihar, Rajasthan, etc. All of these places. यहाँ सब जगह से लोग आए. And touchwood, that event became a massive success for us. And by the way, this sort of a poster actually drives network effects. होता क्या है कि once you create this sort of a poster, like Raj Shemani was talking just now that, people share content which makes them either feel smart or makes them feel privileged that, this is the status that I have. This sort of a poster allows them to get that status that I as a content creator, as a coaching institute, has been selected to meet Saurav Ganguly by Classplus. और लोगों ने अपने Telegram, YouTube, WhatsApp सब जगह पे ये content डालना start कर दिया. And उसके basis पे we actually survived that event and we did not lose at that grand scale. So broadly ये हम लोगों ने कुछ experiments किए.